Everyone is talking about real estate these days, and we have Victoria Rivadeneira, licensed sales associate and team leader of the Osprey Group, and Anthony Pepe, VP of Residential Home Funding. Two experts with many years of successful experience. We are so glad that both of you joined us today. Welcome back, Victoria.
Thank you so much. I'm so happy to be here.
So, last time we talked about how many people, want to be a part of the real estate market when it comes to Tampa Bay. Why is that? What advice do you share with them when people are like, okay, Victoria, what can we do?
Right. Well, yes, Tampa Bay is very appealing to so many different people. And there's a lot of reasons for that. Obviously, this is Florida. So we are a no-tax state. And then, of course, we also have so many companies that are moving here and building. And you just drive around, you see highways going up, and you see brand new shopping centers and office buildings. So job growth is here. That's a wonderful thing. But the real reason, I think, is because it's so beautiful. You come down here on vacation and you fall in love with this area.
And that's maybe when you'll be asking yourself that question, how can I get involved in the real estate market if I'm not necessarily looking for that primary residence? And that's where you guys can help, right?
We sure can.
So let's go ahead and talk. When it comes to investing, you hear people throw out things like, oh, maybe I'll have a rental, maybe I'll flip. Let's talk about some of the positives, negatives. Explain the difference to that first, though, if people are just wanting to get their toe involved.
When you're talking about flipping versus buying a house to rent, you're talking about different types of income. You're talking about passive income, which would be renting it, and you're sleeping and someone's paying your rent. So you're making money on that. That's why it's passive. But we're also talking about flipping, and flipping is a business. That's active income. So there's a lot of pros to that as well. It really depends on the person, and that's why we have Anthony here, because he is the expert in getting financing for all types of different investing. So I'm going to pass that question to you.
Yeah, I like it. She's giving you the love now, Anthony. I mean, where do people start?
Thank you very much. There's a lot to investing in real estate. The fix and flip, unless you're lucky enough to be picked up by HGTV. You're going to need to have
rare.
Right, which is where you have to do your homework into the area. And on the rental side, it's great because, again, like what you have said, it's that income for long term. So what sets it apart? Well, the programs for fix and flip are a little bit different because with that, they're giving you acquisition money, renovation money, and then obviously you're turning it to sell it. But the rules still apply. Do your research on the area. Make sure the area is one that's in demand, that it has the amenities around, whether it be a schoolyard, whether it be good schools, I should say, whether it's going on to, public transportation, in demands. Maybe it has to have a pool, it doesn't have to have a pool, but you also need to have a good group of people around you. A very competent realtor that knows the marketplace, a lender that could get you the highest amount of financing possible for the transaction. And then you have to, like anything else, you have to need a good contractor. Unless you're very handy and you know how to fix it all, you need a good team around you to help you.
And again, you can handle the finances.
And we can handle the financing, and we could go up to almost 90 LTV we could do on acquisition, on investment, and fix and flip. And we have ways to cross collateralize and actually even finance even more.
I like it. I say it seems like you work for your customers no matter what their goals are.
You have to protect them, and you have to and give them guidance, because if they're a new investor, how do they get into it? Years ago, it was simple. You had a background, the bank would invest in you. Now we're doing that for the first-time investor, and we're mentoring them, and that's really what people need.
And Victoria, I know you've got a passion for kind of keeping people informed the correct way. How would you work with someone in this situation so that people know they can pick up the phone and give you a call here in closing?
Well, one, you really need to know what the person is looking for and what they, he mentioned before something about HGTV. We all are very interested in real estate. We're all intrigued with what's happening on those shows, and sometimes they are wonderful, but other times they're a little bit unrealistic, and a lot of people think they can jump into that, buy a house, and 3 weeks later they're going to flip it for $40, $50, $60,000 more. And an average flip will usually take about 6 months, so you need to know that going into it.
Be realistic.
And that's really good for someone who can do that and has that skill. And for the other, the other side of it is if you don't have that skill, there's other ways to invest, and that would be the rental side.
And that's where you can, of course, come in and help people. If you have more questions, of course, we unfortunately are out of time, but Victoria is going to come back with more. In the meantime, though, she does have a special offer, too. You can get a free consultation if you contact her today. There's the website. There's the phone number. And again, the good news is you'll be back to talk about it even more. Thank you to the both of you for your time.
Thank you.
Thank you.